So Monday, day 4 of the active apartment search. I've been in Taipei for 5 days now, but one day was dedicated 100% to work. There was no apartment search. But on day 4, I think I've narrowed down or kind of confirmed on the final place. Actually, one of the first places that I looked into. It's the largest one, and the rent is kind of reasonable-ish. And it's also in this area around here. So I'll be able to spend a lot of time here in the southern part of Songshan, which I like. And I haven't really stayed here before, except for the short hotel stay. So I'm kind of looking forward to enjoying this location. It's only one station north from the previous area, Fuxing, Zhongxiao Fuxing. But it feels more laid back, a little kind of nicer looking, greener. There's way more trees around here, so hopefully it will be enjoyable. So right now I'm on my way to the management company office to pay the deposit. It's 2 months, unfortunately. Some places have 1 month, so this one is a 2 months place, but it's a professional company, so hopefully it all goes well. I will be within walking reach of the green line and the brown line, which is convenient. Unfortunately, I will not be right on the blue line, but it's also a relatively short distance away, so I should be able to walk or take a bicycle ride to the blue line and get where I need to be. This area here, the southern portion of Songshan, right south of the airport, is quite nice. I like hanging around here now, so I guess that's a positive, assuming everything goes well at the office and my papers are in order and stuff like that. The little place in Dan Station, it was cute, it was nice. The lady was super nice, but I had to tell her kind of no, the room is too small. It's honestly too small, and the total cost with all the fees and all is about the same as the much larger place here in Songshan. And to me, there's no added value in being in Dan, on Dan Station itself. Doesn't make any difference to me, I think. So day 5 in Taipei, but day 4 of the active apartment search, and I think it's actually probably wrapped by now. I have confirmed one place, so on day 4, which is not too bad. I'm here in Nehu, not because the apartment is here, but because the property management company is located here. So, and they do things essentially out of their office. The Jinmianshan Trail starts from here, coincidentally. So the place itself is located in Songshan, right where I wanted it to be. So the southern end of Songshan, south of the airport. It's a quite nice area, kind of like Zhongxiao Fuxing, but a little more chill, a lot greener. There's way more trees there, so I'm kind of looking forward to be able to stay there. I had to unfortunately say no to the tiny little room in Dan Station because it was just too small, and the rent is not actually any cheaper. I guess Dan Station has its own premium, but to me it doesn't make difference. So there's no point paying the premium for Dan Station if you don't use the red line, and the room is too small. Maybe it would make sense for a very short stay, like 3 months to 4 months, and if I had to use the red line regularly, it would make sense. but for me it doesn't. I'd rather be somewhere with more space than kind of same level of connectivity and amenities. The place in Songshan, the rent itself is 20,000 per month, which isn't too bad for shorter than 1 year. But there are fees, but they all seem to be relatively reasonable. So the fees will amount to 2,000 to 3,000 per month. So I'll be looking at total monthly bill of 23,000 or so. That also includes the brokerage fee element. Basically, it's a half a month rent, 10,000, divide by 9 or 10 months, so about 1,000 per month. The other fees are management fees, garbage collection, the internet, and all. So they all kind of add up to 23 and change, which isn't actually higher than the one I was paying in the previous apartment that I had. About the same. Actually, I might even save a little bit, assuming that the company will honor their utilities commitment, which actually a little bit dubious now, because this year the electricity rates are going to increase substantially. I think they will hike it. The management fee, the utilities fee. Water will probably stay the same, but electricity will be hiked up. Either way, I should be able to manage it within 25,000, hopefully. And it's an elevator building, there's garbage collection, there's internet, and it's a sizable room, so I should be alright. And I'm in Songshan, so not too bad. Pretty well connected. Now the news, weather's getting hotter. Today is actually legit hot, maybe 28, 27 degrees, but with Taipei humidity, feels like 30. Yeah, it feels like 30 in Chiang Mai. I'm just enjoying the Shihu station area, little street market, because I don't come here very often. It's quite nice here. Probably get some snack or tea or something around here. I like this area. It's actually lunchtime. Maybe, oh, there's a little shop. Maybe here I can eat something. Looks like noodles. They have a seat inside. They have some seats. Look at all these lunch crowds from the office buildings from across the road. They all come down here to the foothills for their lunch. But I've already beaten the crowds and I'll be heading back. So I've already been to the property management office. I paid the initial deposit, so hopefully Tuesday, Wednesday, I should be able to move, which can't happen soon enough because the hotel just said they can't really extend the booking because they are overbooked. Yeah, but I'm kind of moving in and out in the nick of time by the skin of my teeth. Which hasn't quite happened before, I think. Usually I have at least 1 or 2 days of buffer, but this time is a bit tight. One of the days I should try and film riding on the electric ones. They go pretty fast. but the rides are more expensive as well. I don't think there's a free option. Every ride is 40 NT, I think, or 35. I think 40 NT. There's a pretty expensive residence here. I think this is Mandarin Oriental. I can't even imagine how much will be even a small studio here. Probably like 60,000-80,000 per month. But for us peasants, there are things like 20,000-25,000 per month. And there's also plenty of U-bike stations, so at least for the riding part I should be alright. Should be okay. And there's this PX Mart, which may well become my regular grocery store, unless there's a Carrefour nearby. I haven't seen one yet. So Tuesday, just a little note. I have confirmed the place, so I've already checked out of the hotel and I've already moved my luggage into the new place. However, I haven't signed the contract yet. I only paid the deposit, but the contract hasn't been signed yet, and I haven't got the keys, so I can't move in yet. Hopefully that will happen later this afternoon, hopefully, because this is a company and they have a lot of tenants, a lot of like units. They have a certain workflow and they seem to be fairly busy. Everything is kind of overbooked, overscheduled. So the only time slot for contract signing is actually officially tomorrow, but I'm trying to get it done today. Otherwise I might have to stay another night in a hotel, so which would be not ideal. Either way, my luggage is already in the building, so I've got the place. It's the same place that I was talking about, not far from here, kind of in the southern Songshan, northern Da'an area. So this is the northern end of Da'an, and just over there will be Songshan and Nanjing Pushing Station. It's pretty well connected. Within a short walk, I'm at the Blue Line, so I can go to all my work-related places fairly quickly. I'm back in Da'an Road North, and one of the places that I was looking at was in was it this one? Maybe somewhere down there. It was one of the few buildings with an elevator. Yeah, one of those. One of the new, kind of old, but still with an elevator. And it was an old apartment, furnished studio room, and it was fairly decently priced at 20,000 NT per month. And I missed out on it because there was a bit of a competition with a local Taiwanese couple, and I'm guessing the landlord looked at it, okay, these guys are local, so kind of less of a risk, so he preferred them. However, my new place is still kind of fairly close to here, so I should be able to frequent this area. Maybe not on a daily basis, but yeah, it's not too far from here. Looks like they have repaired the pavement here, the sidewalk. Looks a lot nicer. So in case the city is investing here. I think they did this part first because it's adjacent to the park. I don't know if they will actually do the other side as well. Probably not. There's not enough space there. Yeah. The new place is also not far from here, so I should be able to come here every so often and enjoy the street food, the sights, the atmosphere. I like being around here. I was actually a little bit surprised to find a small studio apartment. Pretty good layout, lots of light in this area for only 20,000 per month. I think there was a small management fee, also under 1,000, within 1,000, maybe 650, something like that. for the building management. Came here looking for my pork bun, but it looks like the pork bun place is closed today, so they close on Tuesdays. Ah, yeah, okay. I can get the sesame bowl. It's not the same thing. Sesame bowl is a poor substitute to the pork bun. So it's finally done. I just finished signing the contract. It was a really involved affair at the property management office. It took about an hour, actually exactly 1 hour. Pretty extensive document, standard form, regulated under the Ministry of the Interior. It's kind of much more detailed than the typical private contract forms that individual landlords sign. They basically buy an existing form from some stationery shops, but this one is much more involved. Yeah, and the whole process is a bit more complicated, especially since my Chinese is not good enough to do the whole conversation, so we do have to use a little bit of translate, like Google Translate, GPT Translate. Yeah, but it was fairly smooth. Involved but smooth. It came down to 21,000 and change per month. 20,000 of the monthly rent, and roughly 1,500 of miscellaneous fees. That doesn't include internet, but includes pretty much everything else, which I think is really good. The immediate cash outlay though is quite significant. It's 2 months of security deposit, so 40,000 of the deposit, and the first month rent, and the brokerage fee, which is half month, so roughly about 60,000 of the initial cash outlay, but the deposit is refundable, and so far I haven't had any issue getting it back from Taiwan landlords. This, however, is also the first time I'm doing a contract through, not even through, but with the property management company. They are the landlord. So all of my previous arrangements have been either through an agency with a private landlord or directly with the private landlord. So this is the first time everything is done with a company. Both the sales agent that supported through the whole ordeal and the contract specialists have been extremely friendly, helpful. So I have a pretty good feeling about the start of this relationship. I hope it really goes well down the line as well. It's the start of another kind of little chapter in Taipei. And since this is a working day, I have to head back to work and do some stuff. 有固定测速照相，限速50公里，250公尺。